Okay, so this is gonna be a wild ride. We got a whole bunch of filler time with the arc just moving through the ocean, like 2 minutes in, and this is still what we're seeing. And I think he does this on purpose, because the only thing I'm thinking about as I'm watching this is, wow, the people down there, if they're moving these massive oars, must be really freaking tired.
So tired. So very tired.
We've got the Eye of Horus, and everything is left in limbo as the queen has ordered the big guy, I guess his name is Kamau, to kill Fang. However, he gets a flashback of his daughter trying to kill a spider, but he stops her, basically teaching her that if you don't have to kill something, you shouldn't. There's an easy way to get rid of it. Trap it in a cup, put a paper underneath it, and just gently put it outside, and the spider was just so happy to get on with his life.
Freedom!
We see them tending to prehistoric zebra-looking creatures, and they're just chilling. Kamau's people are just chilling, having the time of their lives, growing their stuff. It looks very peaceful until nets are placed over them. And we thought that Kamau was an aberration. No, apparently he comes from a place where people are giants. Kamau actually looks like a real person because the shadow under his eyes, they raised up the opacity so we can see the rest of his features. I don't know what they did with all the women, but you don't really see a lot of them. We just see the evil cur take the child off of Kamau's back and use it for blackmail, or not blackmail, it's more like collateral, ransom, whatever. Look how intricate those houses are. This is actually pretty cool. The airflow must be awesome in those things. When Kamau strikes with the axe, he frees Fang, and seeing her babies run towards her is so freaking wholesome. They recognize their mommy. I like how when the arrow goes in Fang's face, she doesn't even care. She's just like, okay, I'm in mommy mode right now, so I have double the plot armor I usually have. In your face. Or on your face. My teeth right now. Let's go. Kamau starts fighting for his life, inspired by spears, mutiny. He's able to hug his daughter for the first time. It's a grueling fight as he has to protect his little girl. Mira gets the key off the guy's ass. Now comes the part that gives me some of the Lost World flashbacks. Remember, the babies are seeing their mom do all of this, and a guy is dying on the floor, and the both of them are just like, ooh, what's this? Then they just chomp down on the guy and start eating him. That was so badass. It is just total chaos this episode. The evil empress tries to kill Fang by using harpoons and trebuchets or whatever they are. Kamau finally gets to hug his daughter without her life being hung over his head. He must be a single father. He finds the rest of his people, and they're the ones that are rowing this big ark. I'm guessing because they're giants, the evil bitch is like, ooh, let's use them, and if they die, we just replace them with more. Spang is just liquefying those soldiers. And the most heartbreaking thing happens. One of the babies are just innocently standing there, and she's just railed with the freaking arrow. I almost lost my freaking mind. Mira wasn't playing around. She's like, no, we're not doing this. The baby is just crying in pain. These babies came into this world barely alive, and the first things they feel are pain and chaos. Can you imagine being born and you're like, oh, I get to meet mommy? First of all, you've heard your mother's purring through your eggshell, and then it just got taken away, and then you heard all this other noise and weird things and dances and music, and then you hatch and you're like, mommy! And it's just death and destruction, blood spraying in your eye. Your mom is crying out in pain and terror. You're getting hit with arrows. I mean, it's rough. If anything, these babies are gonna be a lot less sheltered than the ones that she had. But seeing the female baby just lying there and crying out in pain just hurt me. Mira grabs the baby and Fang almost tears her apart because she's a mom and she's like, where are you going with my baby? But I think she recognizes Mira and she's like, oh, it's you. Okay. They take the babies, her and Spear, jump off of the ark. The stupid woman bitch is so mad. Fang is like, back at you, bitch, and jumps off. Yeet themselves in the water. And this woman's so hateful, she tries to go back for them. I don't understand why these people keep whipping. They're working. How faster do you want them to go? They're going as fast as they can. Where are you going, sir? Do you have to take a shit? Is there a reason why you're in such a hurry? The efficacy of the motivation for the whipping doesn't really seem to make sense because you whipping just keeps them going at exactly the same speed, so why are you whipping? Wouldn't that desensitize them after a while? Also, these guys getting shot by arrows seems to do barely nothing to them, so what the hell do you think the whip is going to do? I wonder what the Egyptian woman or whoever has over them, because we didn't see any wives and children be taken aside from Kamau's daughter. But they did take one of the women, one of the older women that we saw, and maybe knowing that they have that woman is good enough, I guess. Where do they sleep? Do they do the same thing as they do with Kamau and let them see them every day to remind them, hey, we have your family and we have and kill them, so don't riot against us.
Too many questions. There's too many questions.
And why does the guy in the back look exactly like the guy in the front? And why does the guy at the bottom look exactly like the guy in the top right-hand corner? Are they meant to imply that the soldier sees them as all looking the same so they're not human? Kamau turns the soldiers into spaghetti. The woman is chasing them in the water with this big-ass arc to do what? Kill them with the oars, I guess? She definitely has some freaking issues. Sociopath. I mean, God. Finally, the people rebel, and I guess they feel safe enough to because Kamau's rebelling, so he's like, all right, I guess enough is enough. I guess now we finally feel as though we can rebel, even though we could have this whole time because we're so much bigger than these people, every single one of us. They could have used them to fight. The stupid Empress Queen sends an envoy or a little tiny boat over so that Spear can kill all the people inside, freeze those slaves too, but these guys just saw this man rip those soldiers to shreds by himself, so they decide death by ocean into the sea, and Spear doesn't care. He's like, whatever, y'all want to jump in the ocean, that's on you. I hope they swim back onto the boat because at that point, they're not going to know it's safe. Right around this time, all the huge giant people from the bottom of the ship charge up, and I gotta admit, the queen is a horrible person, but she's a badass because she charged right at these dudes, not afraid of any of them. She's got that halo cloak on. She's met my Kamau, who I guess is the biggest one, and he beats her ass to the ground. I am such an evil person because this whole time I'll be like, yes, violate her. I don't know why that was the first thing I screamed. That's kind of horrible. But like, she's the kind of person that deserves that shit. After everything she's done to those people and everybody else and women, pouring them out. I mean, she forced those women. I know she forced those women against their will to perform for people. And probably for her. So I think she deserves that too. But Kamau's a decent individual. I thought he was gonna do a blood sea move and pull her legs wide apart and rip them off. Oh my god, I wanted to see that so freaking bad. I'm so primitive. I hate seeing people do injustice to other people. And the thing is that she wasn't even doing it just to do it. She was doing it and enjoying it. She enjoyed inflicting harm on people. So I get a little bit of satisfaction seeing that done to her. But no, he's like, whatever. Your little body can't handle me anyway, and I'm not putting my stuff near you. If we were the last two people on Earth, I would eat you first. And you're not even a meal, so I would use you as a toothpick to pick my teeth. How about that? He throws her down onto Spear's ship, and her body is broken like Vecna touched her ass. And Spear and Mirror is smiling like, yeah, thanks, man. This is so awesome. Yeah, you splattered her on the ground right into her ship and ruined our roof that we probably need, but awesome!
I know, right? I know!
Fang can finally rest with her babies, and it's so cute watching all of them. Range lives on in his children. Yay, you're so cute! Mirror and Fang ride off into the moonlight, because, you know, the moon god is her god, so Kamau's daughter gets him something to drink. She's like, here you go, daddy! And he's like, thank you, little girl. Oh, I'm using you as a straw. Oh. He's just so proud to have his daughter back. And oh my god, there is the fire Satan's freaking shoulder pad dropped off of his body and became its own entity. And it's walking towards them. Can you imagine having just assassinated the Empress and all of her soldiers, and you're all with your people on this large arc? And you're like, okay, we're chilling now. And then you see this thing walking on water towards you, straight towards you. If it were me back in that time and I didn't know what I knew, I'd be like, ooh, God, I think we angered her gods. That's exactly what I would think. Because I'm like, you didn't show up to help us with the fight. You showed up after we killed her. So I guess her gods were real, or something else is going on, because in what world does a man on fire the size of Kamau and his friends walk on water and head straight in their direction? The question is, will he kill them? Spear's not there. Meter's not there. As far as he knows, he doesn't know this guy. Will he kill them, or will he infect them? Wouldn't it be awful if he killed his entire people and the daughter? Oh my god, that'd be awful. Maybe if they're lucky, and if Jendi is merciful, the fire thing, who was previously the father Viking dude, will walk right past them and straight towards where he knows that Spear is. This is everybody's worst nightmare. It is a thing that is chasing you, and it's just walking. And no matter where you are, it is still walking to get you. You sleep, it's still walking. If you take a plane and go to the other end of the freaking globe, this thing is still going to be walking, constantly trying to follow you like the movie It Follows. Horrifying. This episode was so badass, to be honest. This episode was, I didn't know what was going to happen, and I was just panicking the whole time because I swear I thought that when they put the arrow in the baby, I thought the baby was dead. Somebody removed the arrow. I think it's fine. You know, his leg is fine. It probably just hit the bone, her leg. We have to come up with a name for the babies. I'm so excited though. At the credits, people were saying that Kamal's name was Kamal. I don't know how they know that's who it is. Who's Ima and who's Amal? Is Ima the little girl? Because we don't really hear her. I have to look those up. Is Amal the queen? Anyways, this episode was freaking awesome. Primal is one of those shows where every single episode is a dream come true and a nightmare all at the same time. If you want a sappy audio story, I have a POV of when Fang met Range on my story channel. You guys can go check that out. What was your favorite thing about this episode? The person who commented that Kamal was going to use the axe in Free Fang, you were right. Good job. This episode was filled with madness, man. I absolutely loved it. I can't say anymore how much I loved it in a phrase that would really drive it home. It was so good, and I don't want the show to end. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.